in Austria in the magnificent Styrian Mountains for round 3 of the 2017 European Le Mans Series. 1 month ago, the ELMS teams did very well at the 24 Hours of Le Mans, with 7 cars finishing in the top 15 and a winner in the GTE AM class. This weekend, they're back on ELMS duty here at Red Bull Ring. But before we get into the action, let's take a look at how the championship has developed so far.
In the LMP2 class at Silverstone's season opener, G-Drive Racing had a strong lead, but in the closing stages they dropped to second behind United Autosports because of worn tyres. The orange Orica under Dragon Speed's management fought back in Monza with a win in front of the number 21 sister car to take the championship lead.
The championship is so tight that you cannot let ourselves be confident at all. So we're going to keep pushing hard, fighting to win another race and hopefully keep the championship lead.
We won the first race. Second race was not the best for us, but we still score points. We are P2 in the championship, which is completely take us in a good position to fight for the championship. We come here to Red Bull Ring with a track that I think it suits our car with the maximum downforce, and I'm really looking forward because I think it's something that we can attack on the championship title.
Consistency has been the key in LMP3. French team Ultimate haven't won yet, but with 2 podiums, they have the championship lead. Nevertheless, with their rivals within 7 points, M Racing YMR and United Autosports pose a serious threat. We've done the job, we've avoided mistakes, we've focused on our speed and our rhythm to get the best results. Maybe some race incidents have helped us grab the lead, but it's not all about luck. It's also hard work on our part. Our performance is good when measured against that of the big LMP3 teams. We're going to battle right to the end. We know consistency is key, so we aim to try and get on the podium at every race, and if we can win, then it's the holy grail. Our approach remains the same. We try and establish ourselves at the front in free practice and in qualifying, and after that it's fingers crossed to try and avoid trouble in the long 4-hour race. TF Sport leads the GTE class after a win at Silverstone, where Aston Martin shone at home, and second in Monza, where JMW Motorsport clinched victory with its old Ferrari 458 before winning the AM category at Le Mans with a brand new 488.
We're in the lead right now. We have done the perfect job, and we just have to keep going that way. Again, we're not even halfway through the season, so it's still a long way, and just keep the heads calm and just collect the points, as I said, and then we hope in the end to be on the top step.
If someone had told us after a couple of races we'd be in second, especially after Silverstone, we would have taken that gladly. So yeah, I think we're 9 points off the lead or something like that. So yeah, big championship fight. But Beach Dean aren't far behind us either. So it's really close at the top. So we just got to keep scoring points.
It's time for action here at Red Bull Ring around this relatively short but tricky and technical up and down circuit. Qualifying is go.
Qualifying LMGT has started.
Matteo Cairoli took 3rd place in the Proton Competition Porsche, hot on the heels of a win in the World Endurance Championship at the Nürburgring the week before. Matt Griffin, 2nd fastest in the Spirit of Race Ferrari, despite losing a couple of laps for exceeding track limits. And it was another Ferrari, Andrea Bertolini in the 51 Spirit of Race car, strong throughout the session, who ended up on top of the pile with a 1 minute 28.2, their first pole position of the season.
We have a good car, here you have to be really comfortable under braking. Also the car balance for the race, we are quite happy. We changed something on the car compared the first 2 rounds, and now we are here again where we have to be.
Only the Proton Porsche broke up a Ferrari top 3, the Aston Martins half a second off the pace in qualifying.
LMP3 qualifying session. Please advise drivers concerning the respective track limits.
was drama at the start of the session as Ross Kaiser's car shed a wheel. The red flags flew to allow him to be recovered before anyone had set a quick lap.
Session has been resumed. Session has been resumed.
Rising French star Yann Erlaché went fast early on in the Norma run by Uncle Ivan Muller in M Racing Weimar, hot off the heels of his first win in the World Touring Car Championship. Mikkel Jensen at AT Racing immediately went faster in the number 9 Ligier. The Dane had already clinched pole at Silverstone. Would he do it again in Austria? The answer, no. Right at the end of the session, Swiss David Drew set the fastest time of all in the number 7 Duquesne engineering car to claim his first ever ELMS pole.
It's my favorite track, in fact, and last year I was close to the pole and we didn't get it, so I'm really happy to get it today.
Just a second covered the top 10 in qualifying. The top 5 were all fastest at some point. Championship leaders Ultimate start only 9th place on the LMP3 grid. Time now for the LMP2 cars to battle for pole position. Striking early, Felipe Albuquerque in the United Autosports Ligier number 32. His lap would be good enough for 3rd place on the grid. And then it was the battle of brothers for the Dragon Speed team. Nico Lapierre setting an impressive 1 minute 18.44 with the number 21 Orica. The number 22 G-Drive sister car, the championship leaders, went faster. Leo Russell, 5 thousandths of a second quicker to claim his first ever ELMS pole.
Checkered flag is out. Checkered flag is out.
It's a dream for me. The team, we did a great job all the week, and it's I don't say the word for describe this, but the team work well, the drivers work well, the sister cars work again well, but it's a great fight with Nico. Yeah, but it's a good opportunity for win the race.
After a 1-2 in the race at Monza, Dragon Speed lock out the front row in Austria. Pole is more than 2 seconds faster than last year. United Autosports and Panis Barthez are on row 2.
Rookies in LMP2 last year, they clinched 3 pole positions and 4 podiums, including a win at Spa. With 2 cars this year, they're already leading the championship after an impressive 1-2 at Monza. Let's discover Dragon Speed.
Based in the south of France, the American team was immediately on the pace last year thanks to pre-season work organised by team principal, former racer Elton Julian.
We took the car to America. We did quite a bit of testing in the States. We did the Sebring 12 hours at the beginning of last year, and that really gave us a jump start. I think that allowed us to arrive here and simply just adjust to the rules and then start to operate like a more experienced team from the beginning. This went quite smoothly. Having a guy like Nico Lapierre in the car was strategic and critical.
Well, this leading role was maybe more important last year, right at the beginning. The team was young, my teammates weren't experienced in prototypes. This year it's much more balanced though. Ben Hanley's right on the pace. Hendrik Hedman learned so much last year. It was his first season in LMP2, and that's no easy task. The level's very high in ELMS. It's a big challenge for a gentleman driver, but he's improved a lot. And this year, we feel he's able to go a step further. I think the key element of the team is Elton Julian. He's passionate as well as ambitious, and it's his determined leadership that's the crucial input. He did something really clever as well. He brought together a whole bunch of really qualified guys that he met when he was driving, and that's why the team has performed well immediately. This year the team has grown. There's now a second car in the garage, the number 22 G-Drive racing machine under the sporting management of Nicolas Minassian, another inspired choice.
It was critical because I could not do both the way I like to do it. And having him here has made me feel like there's another part of me that can look and see how the other car is running and have that same type of input. So he's a huge part of the result. And lucky to have been able to put together a very nice driving lineup for that car and has delivered right away.
It's important to mix professionalism with the relaxation, and these guys do it perfectly in a kind of American laid-back attitude. For my part, I can hardly believe I'm part of this. I'm living the dream, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
I think you spend a lot of time with each other over the course of a season. It's important that you see eye to eye and you learn to compromise with one another. And I think you need to have a level of friendship to be willing to compromise with one another. So I think it's fundamental.
Thought it was a 98% chance of rain, but I mean the fans brought the sun, so we're very happy.
Any idea how many autographs you've signed?
I think I've done 10 so far in my career. No, I have no idea, to be honest with you. Just lucky that my autograph is different to the signature on my checkbook.
This is a very interesting poster. It is a very Michel Vaillant style, you know. I'm quite a UK style, you know. It's a good sideburns and 70s sunglasses. My friend Patrick Dempsey, I'm sorry, Roberto Lacorte, and also our Andrea, the Italian playboy from our cast.
Well, here we are on the second row of the GTE part of the grid, and I'm right by the number 66 JMW Ferrari and Rob Smith, Le Mans class winner. How does that sound?
That sounds pretty cool.
Now, it was a win in the old car at Monza. This is the new car. It did rather well at Le Mans.
Yep.
Are the hopes high to do that again here?
The hopes are high. We've got a really strong driver lineup, and the track really suits the car. The Ferrari's fantastic round here. This is also my favourite track of the year, and the setting here, the hills and the mountains. I think the only thing that's going to be a bit odd is the weather. So it'll be what it'll be. It's the same for everyone, and it'd be nice to drive this in the wet and see what it feels like.
Absolutely. Well, have a good race. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks, Charlie.
rest of the LMP3 pack on row 10, and I'm joined now by United Autosports driver Sean Rahal. How are you, Sean?
Great. Just happy to be here on a sunny day in Austria until the rain comes, and ready to get the race underway.
Yeah, how was qualifying for you guys? Back mid-pack?
Yeah, mid-pack, not bad. We didn't really have a really good qualifying car, but we have a good race car for the long runs, and I think that's really critical here with the tire wear.
Absolutely. Now talk about this fantastic circuit. Isn't it incredible?
Yeah, it's just beautiful. It's a nice place to come. The fans are awesome here, and I just really enjoy racing here every single year. It's a pleasure that it's on the Elm schedule.
Well, very best of luck for the race.
Thank you.
And up at the sharp end of the grid, at the very front row, starting in P2, it's Dragon Speed, and I'm joined by Ben Hanley. Qualifying was ultra close between you guys, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a great result for the team, but we were a little bit disappointed to get pipped by that smaller margin. So it's a long race, anything could happen, and the weather, you don't know if it's going to rain. It's forecast thunderstorm, so it could all happen yet.
Now it's a 1-2 for the team in Monza, but obviously the wrong way round. So presuming for you, you'd like it to be the other way around this time.
Yeah, we're hoping to put that right this race. So, like I said, the weather can change all sorts. So we just got to, see what happens.
That's a tight turn one here. Any particular strategy you've got in mind?
Well, it's not me starting, so I'm relying on Nico to hopefully come out of there in P1 and pull away from there. But
you'll be the one feeling nervous in the pit lane.
Yeah, more than Nico will be. Yeah.
Well, best of luck. Thanks.
Thank you.
Cheers. And starting in pole position, well, it's the G-Drive car, and I'm joined by the new driver who's come out of retirement for this weekend, Nick Manassian.
I never retired, but I got to say, my career is more behind me than in front of me. But great effort by the team, 1 and 2, cannot expect better than this. It was a great work by everybody. Everybody pulled together. I think it's beautiful to see when you are working in a team, when everybody is doing their thing and working together and pulling each other,
Absolutely. Obviously, sister cars lining up next to each other. How is the rivalry between the two cars when the race begins? Obviously, it's really good the rest of the weekend.
He's good. He's good. I think they're intelligent enough to know that he shouldn't be silly after. It's better to be like this than to don't be like this.
Well, Nick, enjoy the race. I'm sure you will. This is a fantastic circuit.
Thank you very much, and I enjoy that.
Well, that's it. Everybody's ready here on the grid. The atmosphere is absolutely fantastic. So far, the weather's good, but the forecast may spice things up for this race. Let's get the 4 hours of Red Bull Ring underway. Let's go racing.
Russell leads them to the line. The 4 hours of the Red Bull Ring is underway. The G-Drive orange machine with the lead. The white car with the blue stripe, the number 21 Dragon Speed car alongside. They fan out, then narrow through the first right-hander. Couple of cars on the grass, some will run out wide. They'll be allowed to do that to avoid accidents at the start of the race. Better avoid that later. Battle for second place. Hugo de Sadelaire up the inside of the Dragon Speed car of Nico Lapierre. Lapierre out wide at the Remus hairpin, and that's not good because he'll lose traction. He does, bounces over the grass, down to 4th. Timothy Bouret goes by in the red and black car. That's the Panis Barthez, number 23. Battles side by side for the lead of LMP3. AT Racing, Mikkel Jensen has the lead in LMP3, and it is Leo Russell, the pole sitter for G-Drive, who leads the field. Right behind him, Hugo de Sadelaire, Nico Lapierre down to 4th position. Not a great start, but at least the Dragon Speed cars didn't make contact with each other. Sweeping through this huge LMP3 field, GTE pole sitter Giorgio Roda, looks like he stayed in front. No, he's got dropped a couple of places. The Porsche Christian Ried leads. Well, Nico Lapierre will be frustrated perhaps at having been eased out wide and lost a couple of places. The first one went away at the first corner. All trouble. That's the number 3 United Autosports car of Wayne Boyd.
We have an accident at the exit 51, be advised. We have a car, a spinner there.
He's donutted the car around. Let's take a look here. Up the inside, hits the curb on the inside, and that's probably what unsettles the car. Now, is there more to it than that? Luckily, everybody avoided him. Big snap of oversteer. Has something broken? Frightening view with all the cars around him, but he is moving, albeit slowly. GTE leaders, Ross Kaiser's prototype in the middle. Oh, knocks Christian Ried out wide, and he loses the lead of GTE. Through has gone Aaron Scott in the green and white Spirit of Race Ferrari, and right behind is the pole sitter Giorgio Roda. There's the red car, the number 51, trying to sweep around the outside, get the inside line up to the hairpin. He's got a bit of an overlap, not enough. Oh, jumps the curbs, avoids contact there, but only just. Nigel Moore in the Topworth Motorsport car. He's at the side of the track. He's got going as well. Look back at the battle here for 3rd place. Nico Lapierre all over the back of Panis Barthez driver Timothy Bouret up to the hairpin. Can't squeeze around the outside. And Lapierre looking for any way round to try and recover the lost ground from the start, and he needs to get on with it. The leaders are starting to pull away. Timothy Bouret holding up the Dragon Speed car at the moment. They're about a second behind Hugo de Sadelaire in the blue and white United Autosports car. There he is, and he's about a second and a half behind the race leader Leo Russell in the orange and black number 22 G-Drive car. And there he is. LMP3 battle on the outside, Sean Rahal. David Drew, the pole sitter in LMP3, the number 7 car on the inside there. Rahal now with the inside line. As they start to drop down through the 2 left-handers, through he goes. Before the second of them, nice move. He moves up to 2nd spot. Mikkel Jensen leading for AT Racing. Battle for the GTE lead. And for 3rd place come together. Aaron Scott just in front of Timothy Bouret. Nico Lapierre has a chance to go the long way round the outside. Bouret was just a little held up by the Ferrari. Wheel to wheel. Right-hander coming up. Bouret with the inside again. Good driving from him. Defensive work against Nico Lapierre, but he didn't panic. Lapierre is still bottled up behind the Panis Barthez machine. Ooh, can't find a way through there. Up the inside, Nico Lapierre. This is the change for 3rd, surely, yes. Through he goes at the Remus hairpin. Up into 3rd position. Now to stretch his legs and make up some of that lost ground. Battle for 2nd in GTE. Christian Ried, Giorgio Roda now joined by Jody Fannin on board in the JMW Motorsport Ferrari with Jody Fannin. And it is the Spirit of Race number 55 of Aaron Scott who leads the class, pulling away in front. In this battle, nose to tail, Christian Ried in the Porsche. Then Giorgio Roda, Jody Fannin. Into the pits, Eric Debar for Panis Barthez. This is their LMP3 Ligier, and this must be a problem.
Eyes, we have double yellows at T3.
Paul Lafargue, the IDEX Sport Ligier number 28. Car smoking, looks like it might be a light. Giorgio Roda on the run up to the hairpin. Can he get by Christian Ried? Through on the inside. And through goes the Panis Barthez car of Timothy Beret, as well as the LMP2 leaders are closing. JMW Motorsport, Jody Fannin in 4th place. Up at turn 1. Ooh! Thump that big sausage on the inside, you lose ground. And there he goes, shooting way off wide. Maybe watching the mirrors for the LMP3 car behind him.
Car 6 slow. He lost the rear left wheel. The whole wheel came out.
Well, that happened in qualifying as well to Ross Kaiser. Now, what is going on with that? At least this time he hasn't gone straight off into the gravel. There's the wheel. And it just rolls away. Looks like it was out of the hairpin. Christian Ried in the Porsche under real pressure now. This is where he qualified, 3rd on the grid. Got up to the front of the field. Now here comes Jody Fannin in the JMW Ferrari. I think he's going to make it a Ferrari 1, 2, 3. Ried on the outside, can't really defend that. Fannin too close. Christian Ried drifts out wide, but Jody Fannin goes through. As the Racing for the Netherlands LMP3 car has a little brush, trying to get through the gap there that closed on him. Fritz van Aert, didn't look like there was too much contact there from Jody Fannin's Ferrari. And Fannin was trying to close the door on Christian Ried. On board, moving over on the inside line, didn't see him coming. Early pit stop for Timothy Beret and Panis Barthez in from 4th place. Short lap here at the Red Bull Ring. That allows the teams a little more flexibility on strategy. Leader is in, Leo Roussel. Doors open, so he gets out. It's Memo Rojas who will take over. And that'll mean a slightly longer stop for our race leaders as they effect the driver change. Nico Lapierre is in from 3rd place. Hugo de Sadelaire leading the race for United Autosports. Fuel only. De Sadelaire is in. Fuel only for the 32 car as well. And that may cycle them back to the lead of the race. LMP3 leader Mikkel Jensen, AT Racing. These cars will go 10 or 15 minutes longer than P2 cars. So will the GTE cars. Great stint out front from Aaron Scott. 15 seconds clear of Giorgio Roda in the 2nd Ferrari run by Spirit of Race. 2nd place battle in GTE takes to the grass. Jody Fannin. And through again goes the Team Netherlands car. Jody Fannin trying to come around the outside of Giorgio Roda's number 51 Ferrari. Found that the track had evaporated underneath him. Scary grassy moment. No damage done. Nigel Moore goes through in the Tockwith car. Let's take a look again with Jody. Oh, was there a little nudge? Just a tiny bit, I think. Jody Fannin 3rd, Giorgio Roda 2nd. P2 cars, P3 cars flying by the GTEs. Oh, and Giorgio Roda drifts out wide. Jody Fannin grabs 2nd place. There are the Aston Martins battling for 5th. Darren Turner in the Beechstein car goes by Sally Yolick. Number 90 car, the dark blue machine of TF Sport, leading the GTE Championship at the moment. Darren Turner, factory Aston driver. Battle for 3rd place. Egor Orodchev in the red, white and blue SMP Racing Dallara moves up. GT leader in the pits. Aaron Scott is out. Duncan Cameron gets in for his long stint. Christian Ried hands over as Swiss driver Joel Kamatias opens the door. He's taking over. Giorgio Roda is out. Gianluca Roda will step into the car. Out of the pit lane comes the green and white Ferrari. That is Duncan Cameron beginning his stint. Thick in the middle of the LMP3 battles. GT leader Jody Fannin is in to hand over to Rob Smith, led for a lap. In the gravel, Jakub Śmikowski for Inter Europol.
I've got a B3 enjoying himself in off-road, and I've got car 12 smoking.
Yes, Ricky Capo's car is smoking, and quite heavily as well. Well, here's Kuba Śmikowski out braking himself. Ooh, contact between the two of them as Śmikowski spun into the gravel. So maybe number 12 was smoking from the tyres. Bodywork rubbing on the tyre maybe. Damage at the front. They're wheeling it back into the garage to try and get it fixed. You can use as many hands as you want in the garage, and that's why all work is done out of the pit lane. Lead battle, Nico Lapierre in second place, double stinting. So too is our race leader, Hugo de Sadelaire, just a second in front in the United Autosports car, right in Lapierre's sights. GTE lead battle, Ferrari on Ferrari. Rob Smith, JMW up the inside to Duncan Cameron. This is a good pass by Rob Smith, judged it well, over the brow into the braking area, through he goes. Nicola Minassian in the G-Drive car, standing in for Ryo Hirakawa, who's racing in Japan this weekend. And as Nick Minassian said, never quite gave up racing. Nico Lapierre is in. He will hand over to Henrik Hedman. So fresh tyres for the gentleman driver. There's Lapierre, just checking out the tyre wear. Leader into the pit lane, Hugo de Sadelaire ends his double stint. United Autosports with the lead. Battle for fourth place. James Allen under pressure from Nick Minassian. Not just a good team manager, Nick Minassian certainly knows how to pedal a sports car. James Allen drifts a little wide into the corner. Minassian pounces, he's up to fourth. Fourth place battle in GTE 99. Darren Turner, the Beach Scene car, goes by Joel Kamatias. And here is Nicola Minassian with Henrik Hedman. This the battle for third place of the two Dragon Speed entries. One in Dragon Speed white and blue, one in G-Drive colours. Down the inside comes Minassian into the first, the downhill left-handers, and he moves up to third. There's Ewan Hankey, Darren Turner, both past Joel Kamatias. The Aston Martin's coming up the order. So too is the G-Drive car of Nick Minassian. What a fabulous location this Red Bull Ring circuit really is. Very different strategy for the number 27 SMP racing car. And he is catching two United Autosports cars. They go past the LMP3 car right there, 32, that's Will Owen. This is for the race lead. Now 27 on a very different strategy to everybody else, but it seems to be working for them at the moment, challenging to be at the front of the field in that Dallara. James Allen attacking Henrik Hedman. Here comes the Graf Racing entry. And the gentleman driver trying not to get flustered, just set the lap times that he can and let everybody else do what they need to do. And as long as he doesn't imire himself in too many battles and doesn't pick up damage, then he will have done his job. Through goes James Allen for third. LMP3 battle, this is for fourth place. Romano Ricci, we ride on board with him. Alexander Talkanitsa in the number 9 car that led early on. Down the inside into turn 3, and the M Racing YMR machine moves up a spot. Up to fourth he goes. Roberto Lacorte dicing with Henrik Hedman for fourth place at the hairpin. And Hedman not quite as quick out of the corner. Trouble. 47, that's Roberto Lacorte. We just saw him move up past Henrik Hedman. What happens here? On number 8, a spin. Lucas Legere, after contact with the ultimate number 17 car, the LMP3 Championship leaders. And there must have been some confusion as he rejoined the track there, caught out the 47 car. Roberto Lacorte into the pits. Car looks okay, fuel going in as a precaution. 22 is in, Nick Minassian stays at the wheel. And Minassian, oh, well, I'm not sure whether he was intending to come in there, but he had to anyway, because number 8 forced him in. Just after halfway, United Autosports lead from G-Drive and SMP right in there. In the LMP3 category, lead still held by Euro International's number 11 from Duquesne and United Autosports, while the GTE class is starting to look like a Ferrari benefit with JMW and Spiritor Race ahead of the TF Sport Aston. Halfway through, this is how close LMP3 is. Here are our leaders. Duquesne Engineering's Nicholas Schatz just dives underneath. Davide Uboldi takes the lead of the class. Nick Minassian leading the race. In the number 22 G-Drive car, here's our GTE leaders. Johnny Cocker, 66. Aaron Scott back in the 55 car. Started that Spirit race Ferrari very strongly. JMW have come from 4th in qualifying to the lead. Aaron Scott up the inside of Johnny Cocker, both former British GT champions, and a change of lead. All 3 class leaders have changed in the last couple of minutes. With LMP2, LMP3 and GT, and there is Nicolas Schatz, the new LMP3 leader, facing the wrong way. Now, has there been contact? What happens? Well, we only pick it up afterwards out of turn 3. Jody Fannin, Rob Smith watching in the JMW garage. Johnny Cocker retakes the lead from Aaron Scott. And was that LMP3 car to blame? Did Aaron Scott get held up there? Looks as though there might have been a traffic issue. That's often the way. Even when you're in the slower class, quicker cars can hold you up. And that blue and white M Racing YMR Ligier is quicker, but let's see what happened. Aaron Scott trying to go the long way round the outside, runs up the curbs, loses a bit of traction. You see him kicking up the dirt, and up the inside, Johnny Cocker pounces, grabs the spot back. Battle for 4th place, Henrik Hedman, 21. Right behind him, car number 40 in the Graf Racing entry, and that's Gustavo Jackermann, returning to the ELMS for the first time this season. So welcome back, Gustavo. And Henrik Hedman still in 4th place, driving a really good stint, the gentleman driver, and this is exactly what he needs to do. No dramas, no mistakes, no off-track excursions. Keep his pace up as much as he can, and that will be helped by not getting stuck in long, time-wasting battles. If Jackermann comes through, and he does, and Henrik Hedman just needs to latch on to the back of the number 40 car and follow him round. Battle for 3rd in the GTE class, Ewan Hankey in the blue Aston Martin, and Ferrari ace Andrea Bertolini right behind in the 51 Spirited race car. Aaron Scott back in front of Johnny Cocker, and this the battle for 3rd. The Aston up to 3rd place now. Seems as the race progresses, the Astons are finding more pace than they had in qualifying. And that TF Sport team leading the GT Championship will keep it off the curbs. Nick Manassion comes to a halt, doors are open, so he will step out for Leo Roussel, who will climb in. 2nd place for the number 22 car. And here is our race leader, Will Owen, in the United Autosports number 32. And that Ligier will soon need to stop. And where will that leave everybody else? Well, there's the 27 SMP racing car in 2nd place. And they should inherit the lead, at least until their next pit stop. Dragon Speed entry of Henrik Hedman. What's going on? Going very slowly.
To do. I'm rolling slowly, but I'm not going to make it. If you can't make it, pull over an orange marker on the side. But if you can get back here, you're downhill. Try and get back here.
Well, if he can get to the garage, they can fix it. But has it run out of fuel? Is it a mechanical problem? Has he got a gearbox issue?
Use the starter if you get slow enough. If you get slow enough, use the starter. The car shows fuel inside. It can be something else.
Heartbreak for Dragon Speed for Henrik Hedman. What frustration. Cars speeding by all the time, including the number 39 Graf Racing car. That is now up to 3rd position as Dragon Speed tumble down the order. Nico Lapierre, Ben Hanley wondering what's going on.
Stay right, stay right, stay right. Use the starter to keep going forward.
He is going so slowly, and this is a real problem. That's the Duquesne Engineering car in the gravel. And he is right on the apex of this fast set of corners. 32 in the pits, Will Owen. Handing over to Felipe Albuquerque as the yellow flags fly. And it's a full driver change, and that means that the number 22 G-Drive car will take the lead. Leo Roussel yet to stop. So a change of leadership. Oh, and that's the Algarve Pro car, number 25, Andrea Pizzitola. And he's just locked up at turn 4 and gone straight off.
3, 2, 1. Full course yellow. Full course yellow.
Bad timing for the United Autosports team, but there's a few coming in. Beechstein trying to take advantage of the full course yellow to make maybe a final stop. 21, the Dragon Speed car being recovered, but their race is over. Just couldn't get it back to the pits, and that caused a few problems, didn't it? Under yellow flags, the Kane Engineering car probably going too quickly, almost came to grief. GTE leaders both in the pit lane. Jody Fannin, JMW Motorsports, just left side tyres only to try and shorten the stop and extend their lead. Matt Griffin getting into the Spirit of Race number 55 car for the final hour of the race. So the game is on in GTE. Griffin taking a full set of tyres. Lots of stoppers under the full course yellow. Might be the last stop for P3 and GTE, but not for the P2 cars perhaps. Longer stop for Matt Griffin, but he'll have better grip. How will that work out? And there is Henrik Hedman heading back to the pits on a scooter.
3, 2, 1, green, green, green.
Back to green flag racing, and into the pits has come the number 25 Algarve Pro car, and that perhaps is a mechanical issue that sent him off into the gravel. Andrea Pizzatola is pushed back so the team can work on the car, make sure it's safe. LMP3 leader, the number 11 Euro International machine, and they are easing away out front in the class at the moment. Davide Uboldi, we saw him passed for the lead towards the beginning of his stint, but he's fired himself right back up to the top of the table now. United Autosports car giving chase behind. Davide Uboldi looking like he's doing a good job right now for Euro International. LMP2 and outright leader, G-Drive Racing's number 22 car, Leo Russell, 9.8 seconds ahead of United Autosports, and Felipe Albuquerque is at the wheel of the 32 car now. Battle for fourth in GTE, the blue car, Nicky Team, drafting up behind Ross Gunn in the Beechstein entry, and through he goes, nice pass. Both Aston Martins potentially in the hunt for a podium spot. The Ferrari in third place, not too far away. And here is our GTE lead battle. Jody Fannin still just in front of Matt Griffin. Number 7 Duquesne Engineering car. And here comes the number 40 Graf Racing entry as well. So LMP3 and LMP2 cars splitting up this GTE lead battle. They go three wide. Ooh, in trouble for Jody Fannin. Gets clattered by the Duquesne car, gets held up off the corner as well. And this is a chance for Matt Griffin. Sweeps around the inside, but now he's going to be on the outside. Can Jody Fannin get back underneath him? Ooh, it's going to be close. Down into the left hand at Lauda. Matt Griffin back in front in GTE. Final pit stop for Leo Russell at G-Drive. Felipe Albuquerque back in the lead in the 32 United Autosports car.
Result reported between T1 and T3. We declared this a wet race.
That means you can use wet tyres if you need to. LMP3 lead battle, Davide Uboldi in the black car. Oh, contact with Nathaniel Berton. Through goes the red, white and blue. John Falk grabs the class lead. Cars off everywhere though.
We have troubles at T4, double yellows at T4. I've got a car in the middle of the track.
How it happened. Watch Nathaniel Berton squeezes the class leader in LMP3, and through goes the red, white and blue United Autosports car to grab the category lead. Cars heading in every direction. Lucky to get away without major damage there. Here comes the battle for the final podium spot in GTE. The blue car, Nicky Team, looking to the outside, cuts back to the inside of Giorgio Roda in the Ferrari. Has he got enough up the inside? They are wheel to wheel, a little rub maybe. Roda bounces out over the curbs, and Nicky Team in the TF Sport Aston is up to third place. So the points leaders into a podium spot now. Felipe Albuquerque, final splash and dash inside the last 20 minutes. Leo Russell in second place. They stopped earlier in the G-Drive car, don't forget. Pushing hard to try and close that gap. Albuquerque now released from the speed limiter. He's got to come uphill through that alleyway of steel before he can rejoin the track, but he will retain the lead as we get to the final quarter of an hour. Nick Menacio, Memo Rojas, Elton Julian watching on. Drive through for our LMP3 leader. Constant abuse of track limits for John Falp. He had a 25-second lead over Davide Uboldi. Will he stay in front? Here comes the LMP3 battle. There is Uboldi, number 11 Euro International. Very close. John Falp just out in front. He's got to hang on though. Last few minutes, and here is the battle for third. The Ferrari coming back at the Aston Martin. Giorgio Roda trying to go around the outside of Nicky Team. Can the TF Sport driver hang on? He does for the moment. Last gasp efforts for the final podium spot in the GTE class. Fantastic racing from start to finish in all categories here. Checkered flag is in sight. United Autosports are going to win in the Red Bull Ring. Felipe Albuquerque takes the flag, and it's their second win of the season. United Autosports also first to the flag in LMP3, but they will be penalised after the race and drop to second. GTE victory for the Spirit of Race Ferrari ahead of JMW with TF Sport in third. But celebrations for United Autosports, the race winners. There is the TF Sport Aston in third position by inches. So confirmation of the result. United Autosports from G Drive with Graf Racing third and fourth. Euro International claiming victory in P3. Spirit of Race Ferrari on top in GTE. Tough season so far for Beechstein. Number 21 Dragon Speed car not finishing, so a tough race for them as well. But no doubting the delight of our race winner, Felipe Albuquerque.
First of all, I need to say thanks to United for the great pit stop in the end and the great work. For these two young boys, they are doing an amazing job. Hugo did a great start, going to the front, Will holding on. And now in the end, I was pushing a lot to catch the P1, but he had a good speed, and I felt that I had like bad traffic. But then when they told me that I was on the lead with 10 seconds ahead, my only worry was because I pushed too much in the beginning, so the front tires were just completely gone. But yeah, the last five laps I knew I had it was pure pleasure.
3 races, 2 wins for the United Autosports team. And G-Drive right in there as well with the number 22 machine. And despite that win for United Autosports, it is the G-Drive crew that still head the championship standings by just 4 points, with High Class and Graf in third. United Autosports also on the top step of the podium in LMP3, though they were later penalised for speeding under yellows. 25 points then go to the number 11 crew at Euro International, Giorgio Mondini and Davide Uboldi, with the M Racing YMR trio in third position. Second podium in a row for Ivan Muller's team. United Autosports number 2 car has the championship lead from Ultimate, with the number 18 in third place. Spirit of Race claimed victory in GTE.
It was an amazing race. But Aaron and Duncan did a brilliant job. The team were awesome. We were looking like we were going to win Monza, and we had a technical issue that put us out. So we just ran flawlessly the whole race, and it was maximum attack, and it worked out. It was great.
JMW Ferrari, Rob Smith, Jody Fannin, Johnny Cocker taking second. Points leaders Sally Yolick, Ewan Hankey and Nicky Team third in their TF Sport Aston Martin. And that means that they retain the championship lead in the GTE category. But again, it is tight at the top. There's just 6 points in it.
Well, the predicted rain certainly didn't materialise here at Red Bull Ring, and we didn't need it. This race was exciting enough without the storms. Congratulations to all of our winners here in Austria. Do join us next time when the European Le Mans Series will be headed to Le Castellet.
ELMS weekend.
Speed, wheel to wheel. Strategy, pure racing.
Join us for the ELMS weekend to see the European Le Mans Series, the Michelin Le Mans Cup, and the Euro Cup Formula Renault 2.0.
Join us, be there.